afternoon, sports fans. Welcome to a sunny Saturday afternoon at Aquatic Baseball Park. We've got 6 hours of Mongolian throat singing ahead of us today, so looking forward to having you join. Actually, sorry, Andrew. It's a fantastic game of baseball we have ahead of us. Looking forward to it. The players are heading out to shake the umpire's hands to get an understanding of what's ahead of us today. To the left of me, we have on loan from the Houston Astros video team, Andrew Logue. Looking forward to having you here and getting your insights on the game. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you, Sean?
Fantastic. It's my first time behind the mic, so looking forward to it. And it could be 2 hours of hilarity both on and off the field.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it as well.
So, who have we got ahead of us today? Pittwater versus the Big Dogs.
Yes.
Should be a good game today. Big Dogs have had a on and off season. I believe hitting just over 500 from a win and loss perspective. Is that correct, Andrew?
Yeah, I think they're like bang on 500 actually.
Nice.
And Pittwater, so Big Dogs finish third, I think bang on 500, and Pittwater finish fourth on like 460, I think it was, maybe a bit more.
So it should be a close game.
Very close, yeah. Very evenly matched teams.
Are there any players we should be looking out for today?
Well, from the Big Dogs, Luke Eisenhower, who, as you know, is the head of EBSN usually. Obviously, that's why you've been brought in today, because Luke will be out there on the field.
I hear he's wearing his lucky underwear today too.
Is that right? He probably always wears that. He always needs a bit of luck, old Luke. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. I've only had the pleasure of playing against him once for the Big Dogs he played, and once filling in for the Redbacks. So the other games that my team versus the Big Dogs, one of them was a washout, and the other he was doing EBSN, so he didn't play. So I'm interested to see him play and see how he goes. I hope he gets on the mound today. He thinks he'll be coming off in relief, so I'm interested to see how he goes if he does.
From scouting reports, I think he tops out at about 42 mile an hour, so I'm looking forward to the gas that he throws.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe their starting pitcher today is Ben Cooper. Quite a good pitcher, quite handy on the dish today, so looking forward to seeing what he can do against the Pittwater team and their hitting lineup.
Absolutely.
So a prolonged discussion out on the starting plate here, trying to understand what's happening. Gary looks a bit disappointed and a bit put out. So it'll be interesting to understand what's happened here when we hit the break in the first inning.
Already having issues with the umpire. Is that potentially what's going on?
Yeah. I think we need to wait for the first pitch to be thrown out before he starts to have those sort of gestures. Whilst we're working through this, I might just take you through the two umpires. I believe the home plate umpire today is Stuart Ayres, with Terry May taking up the outfield umpiring today. So both well experienced and well-respected umpires, so we're looking forward to a good game from those boys.
Yeah, Terry, a bit of a legend around these parts, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is an elimination grand final, semi-final, I believe. So the winner of this game will play the loser of the following game, which is the Forest team, Forest Mavericks, versus
Forest Mavericks.
Forest Renegades.
Ooh.
That'll be a fine for me later
yes,
on. Yes,
absolutely. It will. I'll make sure of that.
And they're playing the Redbacks. So winner of that game goes through to the grand final, and loser will play the winner of this game today. Looks like we have action here, and we should have the boys taking the field any moment now.
I hear you'll be starting out in left field for that Forest Renegades game. Am I right?
I'm hearing rumours. Apparently the best starting nine are taking the field, so clearly my name was missed on that one.
So with that second game, undefeated Renegades, should be an easy win for them against Redbacks, or?
No, Redbacks are a good opponent. They always bring their A game against us, and it should be a fun game. But more to come in the next 2 hours after this game.
Absolutely.
And I want to see how these guys go. I'm looking forward to seeing the young Ben Cooper and what he can do today. It should be a great game ahead. The boys are taking the field and warming up now. So we are about imminent to play ball, which is very exciting.
All right, would you like to go through the lineups?
I'd love to, Andrew. Thank you.
We're ready to go now. We'll start with Pittwater.
So Pittwater, who will be leading off batting. We've got Liam Spinks starting out with David Spence, Lindsay Lee, Dan Cox, I hope I get this right, Parisha Casting, Damien Spinks, Gary Coggan, Ricky Butler, and Will Chafers Welsh. And their starting pitching will be Gary Coggan today. A nice little left-handed off-speeder, so it'd be good to see what he can bring.
And the Big Dogs.
Big Dogs, we've got Sam Blagg starting us off, Reese Deegan, Matt Watts, apologies we don't have the first name, but O. Murphy, Blake Brown, Todd Smith, Luke Eisenhower, Jono Elvey, and Ben Cooper, who again will be starting pitching for the Big Dogs today. I believe the young Big Dogs team, they've come up from under 18s Manly. Is that correct, Andrew? A lot of the guys?
So I'm pretty sure just about every guy on this team played growing up together. Players like Luke and Todd Smith have been coaching them as well growing up, and they've just kind of formed their own team from there. A few of them played in Manly 18s back in 2014, 15, around then. It was around the time I was in that 18 squad as well. And then I think, they just decided to form their own team as the Big Dogs. Just come up, play a bit of fun, have a bit of fun, not take it too serious.
Yeah.
Here they are in the semi-finals. So.
And they've done well. They've been thereabouts the last couple of seasons.
Absolutely.
The challenge for them today, I think, will be making sure they can sit on the off-speed stuff. I think that's the big thing, the big opportunity for them today. We know they can hit fastballs and hit them for length, so looking forward to seeing what they can do. So Sam Blagg coming up to bat. Ben Cooper pitching. We have a baseball game.
Yeah,
Let's go.
It's Liam Spinks coming up to bat.
Oh, Liam Spinks, sorry. Pittwater. That's fine number 2, I believe, Andrew.
It's going to be an expensive day for you, I think.
All right, starts us off with a pitch. Great pitch.
All right, 2 strikes on Liam Spinks to start us off. And Spinks chases that one well outside. I will say a good pitch for Ben Cooper to get him chasing like that, but I think Spinks is a better batter than that, and he won't be too happy with himself after that.
You're not going to live out there most of the day, right? You'll spend a lot of time on the bench if that's where you're living. But
Yeah.
Good for him. Good start for the Big Dogs.
And this will bring up Dave Spence, the Pittwater third baseman.
Ben's here with business the start of this game, right? Throw him well.
4 pitches, 4 strikes. As that ball is drilled, not quite drilled, popped up into left centre field. We get it on the cameras. He's quick. We got it.
We did?
We got it.
This guy's professional.
That'll be the second out of the inning. I didn't even see you reach for the button there. Well done.
Look at that, huh?
Absolute ninja.
It's the 900 plus hours of MLB 20 that's helped me deliver the skill set. That was a nice hit, though.
Have we missed something? What's going on here? I have a feeling that Lindsay Lee might not have arrived yet and therefore is an automatic out for the Pittwater Marlins.
It's not a good way to start your game in a elimination grand final, is it, Andrew?
Not at all. I'm surprised by that. Perhaps that was the conversation at home plate. That's what Gary was talking about. I guess they didn't have the chance to quickly put someone else in the starting lineup. I'm a bit confused by that, I'll admit.
Or at least change the name of a player, right? Just so they can get an at-bat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they could have just chucked Lindsay down at 9 or something. Change the order. I guess it was too late by then.
Gary's looking very animated in the dugout at this stage.
Like he's on the phone to perhaps Lindsay. I'm not actually 100% sure if it is Lindsay the one that's missing. My assumption is that because he's meant to be batting third and that would have been the third out, so I don't want to accidentally throw someone under the bus, but
everything's leading to that assumption, I think, Andrew. So
I'm just doing a quick head count, and with Eric Mina, who I believe is on the bench, that I only count 8 Pittwater players.
I think you're right.
And yeah, Eric's meant to be on the bench, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. Are Pittwater about to take the field with only 7 players?
It's looking that way.
All right, here comes Eric Mina. So he'll be pushed into the starting lineup straight away. Looks like he's jumping at first base.
With Dan Cox must be heading out to the outfield. Nope.
Or rather, Eric Mina's going to second base and Dan Cox to first base. My apologies.
Master second baseman, Eric Mina.
Is he really? I've only ever seen him pitch, I think.
Yeah, me too. I've never seen him play out second, but we will find out.
Probably, I'd say, one of the most consistent pitchers I've ever played against.
Yeah, he gets the job done, right?
Absolutely, he gets the job done. And big Gary Coggan. Is it Coggan or Kogan?
Coggan.
Coggan?
I believe.
Big Gary Coggan on the mound. He another quite consistent pitcher. Can throw quite hard. I always reckon he warms up, he just lobs them in, and then when you get up there and step into the box, that's when he starts to actually put some power behind it.
He can hurry you up on his fastball, but he loves the off-speed stuff, and he's quite good at it. So it'll be interesting to see how the big dogs handle him today. They do like the gas, but I think if they can hold back with them, I think they'll get some early hits, and that's really what they need to do today to get off to an early lead for these kids.
I can see this game being quite close, like a low-scoring game, although with Pittwater now, as we've just found out, short players, maybe that won't be the case, but anything can happen.
It will be quick innings, Andrew, if you only ever have 2 at-bats.
Yes, exactly. I wonder if the ruling on changing the lineup last minute is, once the lineup's been given, you have to wait an inning before changing it. Maybe that's why.
Maybe so. It looks like the late players just showed up, so they're back to the full squad again, which is good news for Pittwater.
Will he be wearing those shorts out in the field, or will he have time to chuck on some pants?
We'll find out. So leading off for the big dogs, Sam Blagg. Do I have that right, Andrew?
Yes, Sam Blagg.
Fantastic.
Yep.
I'm getting better at this already. Strong batting lineup for the big dogs. Can hit all the way through here. So
Absolutely, they're always a strong batting team, the big dogs. Always very competitive as well. I don't think there's ever been a game where they rock up and don't, win, lose or draw. They're not in it until the very end. So. So it looks like there might be a bit of a delay waiting for, I assume that's Lindsay?
Looks like it, yes.
And Dan Cox. Okay, here we go. So Lindsay's come on. He's going to first base.
Yep.
Dan Cox will then move to second base, and Eric Mina will move out into right field. So it's a little bit all over the shop. Oh, yeah, is Dan Cox going second base?
Yes.
No, he's gone to centre field. Eric Mina's come back into second base. And I'm guessing that's Will Schaefer's Welsh out in right field.
What I love about
we're all over the shop.
what I love about Pittwater is how consistent and clear they are pre-game, having all their players in the right positions before they start out. It's one of their good traits.
And now manager for the Big Dogs, Todd Smith, is having a chat with play dump Stuart Eyre. Obviously just double checking that everyone's in the right positions and okay to play and there isn't any funny business going on.
I think that's a fair challenge, Andrew. Just looking through Gary Coggan's Facebook page here, and an interesting fact about Gary. He's a big fan of Tiddlywinks.
Is that right?
Yes. So we'll be taking some tips from him after the game to see how he has managed to make the Australian team year after year. I'm going to quickly hand you over to the dulcet tones of John Ferrant. He has left the Forest baseball kit at home, and I'm going to... So I'll hand you over to him, and I'm going to do the right thing and go and collect it.
That ball hit little mini line drive right to our new first baseman, Lindsay Lee. I believe that's Lindsay at first base. John, you might be able to confirm that for me.
Yep, he's just literally running off the hill and taking his position at first base, I think. So obviously running from his own son's Little League minor semi-final.
So that's what the time delay was.
Yep, I think my understanding is that I'm not sure what happened in that game actually, but I know in Little League Major that the Pittwater Pelicans came through in extra innings and beat the Warringah Penguins in a bit of an upset. The Penguins have made the grand final every year in that age group. So congratulations to Damien Spinks and co. They'll be looking for another win here today.
Is that why Damien is also running late?
That is exactly why Damien's running late. He's just getting his gear on in the shed.
There you go.
And just to clarify, it was Sean Elliott who forgot the Renegades kit and he's on his way home to pick it up. Had one job.
I'm sure you'll watch this commentary back later, John, but there's a couple of fines in there for Sean straight away before the first inning.
Doesn't surprise me. Coggan misses on the outside there. Oh no, he's called it a strike.
It was a harsh call by Stuart there, but the umpire's got a better view than us.
This is true.
That will fill the count.
Coggan puts that one in the dirt, and that will be the walk.
Good pitch, just couldn't get it to hit the spot. The clouds are starting to part as the sun is coming out a bit stronger now. Hopefully it'll stay out.
I'm sure it will. Bit of a breeze up here. I don't think there's anything serious forecast, I hope. It's been one hell of a summer with weather.
Absolutely.
Coggan steps off there.
Arguably with all this rain and whatnot and COVID and stuff, there could have been a different semi-final, so Forest Mets maybe could have snuck in.
Yeah, the very close game last week. Very close. It's a bit unfortunate for the Mets. I think they deserve to be here. Had a couple of games, and that ball's put in left side of play. And I'm assuming I'm supposed to hit the cameras. Is that right?
Yes. Sean was doing quite well, so you got a big shoes to fill.
You might just have to give me a quick rundown here then. So what's the?
Let me just do that off mic.
So runner on second and first now. That ball's in play, left side. Should be a double play here. Turns the first one. No, Eric's not going to throw the ball. Mina holds on to it at second base. Looks like there's a few second graders. Tiburone's filling in here at the moment. If I'm not mistaken, Eric Mina's not in the first grade lineup. So the Pittwater team looks a little short out there.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you saw the first inning, John, or not, but Lindsay Lee, as he was late, was an automatic out in the Marlins
inning.
In the inning. So we only saw two batters, And 3 outs.
That ball's put deep left field by Blake Brown. Left fielder's going back on it. He looks like he's got it, and he has taken a great catch out there in left field to retire the side. And Coggan gets out of a jam.
Easy as that. Yes, so... what was I going to say, sorry? Oh, yeah, Lindsay. So Lindsay was a bit late, so he was the automatic out. And as you said, Damien's also running late, so Eric has come off the bench
So
to
Spinks
jump in at second base.
is out of the game? Is that right?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
Well, he must be because he's in there, or in my lineup, he's in at number 6.
Yeah, he's
If he
meant
was
to be there.
replace someone, Eric should be in at number 9. Anyway, not my problem to deal with, thankfully. No longer the president of the minor league.
Yes, Sean and I were theorising that there was a chat during the plate meeting between Gary and Stuart Eyre. We think, well, we're assuming that Gary was trying to get permission to change the lineup last second, but I think he was denied that. So I think you might be right in saying that Damien is out.
Here we are at the top of the second inning now. Dan Cox watches first ball inside. Cox does love to swing very hard at the ball. Can hit a long ball, and we'll be looking for something from Ben Cooper here that he can really extend on. Finds the outside corner there. That's not Cox's zone. He'll leave that all day. Cooper spotting that outside corner beautifully. One ball, 2 strikes. Don't think Cox will have a choice here if he puts that pitch there again. High fastball here. And he's missed that, and it's gone over, and ranging around to the left and taken in foul territory. Excellent catch there.
Just outside of our camera, unfortunately.
Can only do so much.
We can only do so much. We don't have the budget just yet for for cameramen, so.
For potential sponsors out there, if you'd like to donate some money to the Manly Warringah Club and the Eagles Baseball Sports Network, they're always looking for additional funds to expand the coverage.
Trying to get a centre field camera next season. I'm not sure if that's on the DL or not, but if it is, my bad.
I can't see why it would be. I think that's the next step in the evolution of the coverage, having the camera behind the pitcher. That's what the crowds want. Just finds that one straight down the pipe to Castang here. Counts 1-1. That ball's popped up right side. First base Luke Eisenhower under it and takes it comfortably to retire Castang, and that's 2 out for the Marlins. And they've thrown that ball away in left field. Great throw around there from Eisenhower, but he made the catch, and that's the main thing.
Luke He struggles to make that though. He struggled against us, against the Mets a few weeks ago, and I managed to get an extra base off it.
He's still rolling his arm over at first base. May not have stretched up.
Well, the big dogs have a infamous warm-up routine by playing cricket before before the game, so he mustn't have got into bowl. That's why his arm's still warming up.
Very much. Very good. It's good to see the boys having some fun. And here comes Damien Spinks, fresh from his Little League Minors team's victory.
So he
Straight
hasn't
on the
been
field.
taken out of the lineup.
No, he's obviously still in there. He leaves that high. He'll want to be careful here. He's got a history of hamstring injuries. Not sure he'd want to be legging one out to first base straight off the bat here. And he's crushed that one to centre field. Going back under it safely, and the catch is taken, and that's the side retired. And the Marlins go down in order here as the big dogs will come up in the bottom of the second looking to get the first runs of this game.
Okay. Hang on.
This is way more fun than playing. Bottom of the second inning here. I think it's Todd Smith up to bat.
Yep. The big number one.
No score yet in the game. Coggan pitching well. Ooh, and he's going to bunt that ball miles outside. Regretting not drawing the bat back and just watching that one.
So quick update for the Pittwater infield. It does look like Damien Spinks has jumped over to first base now that he's back.
Lindsay Lee in a second.
And Eric Mina is back on the bench, so I'm not 100% sure how that's worked.
I'm not sure that's legal, but who are we to judge?
Unless, to start with, they were able to change the lineup last minute and Eric was able to come in and start, but they
I think what you'll
maybe
find
that must have been what happened.
And Lindsay Lee comes up with a great play there, and I would have actually moved the camera if I wasn't watching it so closely. Apologies for that.
Okay, that must be what happened. They must have been allowed to change the lineup last minute, and then they've only got one on the bench to bring on, so they took Damien to the bench, Eric to start,
Yeah, I'm just
and
not
then
sure in
Lindsay as the
finals-
automatic out.
Just not sure in finals you can do that. There's some fairly stringent rules around MTPs in finals, and once you've started at squad of 9, I'm relatively sure that's the starting squad. You can't bring on a guy that's in the starting team to replace a guy that's a non-team player. And Eisenhower takes that one in the leg. Really thought about getting out of the way and then basically turned his bum into it.
He loves to hit by pitch, old Luke.
Doesn't mind getting on base no matter how it happens. So he'll give the big dogs an opportunity to score the first run of this game. And we have the left-handed John Elvey up.
John Elvey, usually every time we play him, he's always complaining about how tired he is because he finished work at 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So.
And Coggan starts a beautiful pitch outside. Elvey swinging there. And he's crushed that one into centre field, right field, and no catch out there. Oh, a big throw in. That's just absolutely it.
I hope the mic somehow picked that up.
That throw, for no apparent reason, has come in like a bullet from centre field to second base, and the shortstop's missed it. It's gone straight into Eisenhower's leg. There's a big groan out there at second base from the big fella. He will not have enjoyed that. Don't think Eisenhower was even looking at advancing to third.
Yeah, got the hit by pitch on the left leg, and then that throw from centre field comes in and gets him on the right leg, just to even things out.
So we're hoping that Eisenhower will steal third here, and he can cop one in the face on the throw over. Just 3 times the charm. Pitch outside, misses. Carolyn Deegan's just turned up on the hill, and it's a big swing and a miss there from, who's it, Ben Cooper?
Throws right, bats left, Ben Cooper, does he? Must he?
Yeah. Handy. And he's put that on ball there, but foul. Just looking to punch one into the outfield here and get the runners in motion. As the wind's picked up a little bit here at Aquatic, you might be able to hear that coming through the microphones.
Apologies if that's the case.
Beautiful pitch, but drops short. Coggan has some very good junk. He's not afraid to throw it. Former New South Wales junior player.
Was he really? There you go. Oh, Luke Eisenhower takes
Eisenhower's
off.
taken off on the pitch, and he's stand up on the walk, but he would have made it anyway. He got a huge jump.
Pretty certain it's only one out. That's what I've got anyway. So bold of Luke to go, but he obviously backed himself.
Eisenhower's got an uncanny knack of scoring runs. Gets on base, manages to get around them. And we're back at the top of the lineup here, and Sam Blagg will be looking to knock some runs in here, as he should have just stayed in front of that one and taken it for the team. Got the first go-ahead run, but he's going to back himself to get a hit.
You saying you take that one in the face for your team?
Absolutely, mate. I turn my back on that, take it in the helmet. Thank you very much. RBI. He watches that one, and he's called that. So 1-1 on Blagg. Good team batting, Andrew.
Absolutely. Anything for the team.
They miss, you hit. And that one's up a bit, called ball. So, got one out here. Loaded bases. Top of the order. That ball's inside, 3-1. So the pressure's heavily on Coggan here. He's going to have to put the ball over the plate here. And that ball's missed outside. So, and he's called it a strike.
It's the second time Sealdare's done that.
That's a huge call.
He likes those outside pitches, Stuart. Not to the big dog's liking, but anyway, fills up the count.
And making Blagg swing at stuff that he shouldn't, that's the problem now. So fouls that one off. It's doing well here, Blagg, long at bat. Coggan does some gardening on the mound. Vaughan Harris will be unimpressed. That Ball's straight down, and he's hit that one up the centre, and there's a play at second. He's turned the first one, and he's made it to first. A great pick there by Damien Spinks. And after looking like he had a walk, Blaggers hit into a double play to retire the side, and we are stuck at 0-0.
That was a great double play by the Pittwater side. Not 100% sure who the shortstop is with all these changes. I think it's Liam Spinks. Yep, Liam Spinks, I've just been told. Well, a bit of a stumble as he took the first out at second base there, but he managed to hold it strong and get a nice strong throw over to first base. Welcome back, Sean.
Thank you for having me. Outstanding play. Wow.
That was a great play.
What did I miss?
Not too much. So we think what's happened with the Pittwater lineup, I'll inform. I mean, this is speculation at best, but so Damien Spinks and Lindsay Lee were both running late. I think Pittwater did get approval to change the lineup last second and brought Eric Mina in to replace Damien Spinks. So Lindsay Lee remained as an automatic out because they didn't have someone to replace him. Then Eric Mina came into second base. Damien rocked up, and after that, Damien and Eric switched back out. So I have to assume now that Eric is completely out of the game. He won't be coming in later. And now the lineup that we have is correct. So yes, I believe that's where we're at.
Wow, that may come back to haunt Pittwater in terms of their pitching lineup if Gary can't last the distance today.
True, yes, Eric won't be able to come off the bench unless I'm wrong, and there's changes that say that they can get him in. But to my knowledge, if you bat through 9, once you're off, and that's the way it's happened. So
it's the start the big dogs were hoping for. Yeah, 2 up, first inning, great start for the guys.
We need to score some runs first.
Oh, sorry, they didn't put any on.
No, they didn't. Loaded bases and
So, Andrew, I believe
the
that is
double play.
the 4th fine today so far. We're only into the top of the 2nd. It's going to be a long day.
Coming into the top of the 3rd, actually, but...
Oh, make that 6. What we should have done is actually define the cost of the fines prior to the start of this.
You should put it back into the EBSN funds, I reckon.
Welcome back, everyone. You mightn't have heard it, but Gary Coggan's Walkout Song is a famous K-pop band. He's a huge fan of K-pop, which was a surprise for me. Andrew, any thoughts on that?
Each to their own.
Yeah.
If you vibe with it, you vibe with it. I'm not gonna question it.
Little bleeder up to second base, well covered by the second baseman. Gary is thrown out at first.
We didn't get that on cameras. Sean, I'll remind you.
No, that was up the guts.
Yeah, but the throw to first.
Um,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Wow.
We have high standards here at EBSN.
Can we put up the having technical difficulties image up on the screen every time I make a mistake?
It would have been good if we got that because I want to comment on Luke Eisenhower's footwork over at first base. It was dreadful, to say the least.
Inside pitch there. Good take. So we have Ricky, I believe it's Butler, up to bat. who takes another ball. I believe that's 3-0.
Yes.
So he's got the count against him. Be interesting to see if he takes here. Hope he does.
I want to see bat swing. I don't care. 3-0. Swing. If it's down the middle, go for it. Boring.
He did not.
I'm here for entertainment. I want to get I want to see everyone up there swinging at every pitch. I don't want a walkathon. Speaking of,
You're getting your walkathon.
absolutely.
5-pitch walk there for Ben Cooper. Close strike zones, right? It wasn't not bad pitching. Ricky just seemed to not want to swing that bat. We've got Will Chafer-Welsh up to bat now. Bottom of the lineup, or ninth, and then back to top with Liam in the on-deck circle, I believe.
Yes, so Will's the right fielder for Pittwater, although he started the game in that combination of right centre field and then went to centre field and then back to right field with all these changes. But now, yes, he's out in right field. He may come into catch later. I know he is a catcher. He's caught against us a couple of times at the Forest Mets. Unless Parrish decides he'll be going the whole game. That'll be a wait and see.
Short lead by Ricky.
Ball 2.
Ball 2. Ben's going to need to bring this back. The catcher for the Big Dogs has a very strong arm, so maybe they're not thinking of sending him. Low strike. 2-1 count here for Will.
Ricky actually is the first on-base runner for Pittwater so far in these quick 3 innings. Of course, that first inning was the first 2 out and then the automatic out for the third, and then another 3 up, 3 down inning in the second. So it'll be, excuse me, it'll be interesting to see if they can capitalise now with a runner on.
Yeah, vitally important here. Another inside pitch. So another walk here with Liam Speaks coming into the batter's box. Catcher's gone out to have a conversation with Ben. Maybe get him to calm down here. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, he probably just wants to give him a quick little break. I know it's been a while, but if I'm ever on the mound, having a quick chat to someone just to slow things down and kind of reset your tempo is always a good thing.
And a strong bat here in Liam. I believe played state ball as a younger kid. Can hit them far.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he may have hit 1 or 2 home runs this season, actually, William Spinks.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, they've got him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh. Very close call.
Inches
Very.
in that, I'd say. That was... Wow.
Terry May was close. He had the best view there.
Absolutely, he did, yeah. We're just watching it on our delayed stream. Oh, it was a bit hard to see from that camera angle. That ball punched into left field. Runners getting waved in. Big throw home. It won't be in time. Runners at third now. Oh, that
has to be out. Oh,
wow. That's two plays that we've said it has to be out, and they've both been called safe. So that does score a run for the Pittwater Marlins. They're on the board. With Liam Spinks getting a great hit out into left field to score. That was Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky. Ricky got home.
Ricky got home from that hit.
with Will going from first to third. Close play, very close play.
Yes, very close indeed. He must have just got his leg over the top of the base. It looked like the ball was caught on his foot, but if his leg was dragging on the base and safe was the right call, you can rewind the stream and judge that for yourself. Same with that pickoff before. And another
nice
great hit. High ground
Wow.
ball to left field. Spinks will score, as well as Will Schaefer's Welsh. And just like that, Pittwater are out to a 3-0 lead. And we've got a ball game on our hands.
Let's go.
And no, Big Dogs, I thought he might be down injured, but he's just having a stretch, so he's all right. That
Good diving play from the shortstop there. Just punched through.
yeah,
From
I think he actually might have got a glove on that. Actually,
yeah.
it looked
real
like the
close.
ball slowed up a lot after it went through him, but just not enough.
So a nice double RBI from Dave Spence, which brings up Lindsay to bat with 3 across, no outs.
1 out. Gary,
One out.
Gary was the first out in the inning. Yeah.
That's 7 fines now, Andrew.
So this is. I'm not too sure how it would go down in the scorebooks, but I guess technically Lindsay's second at bat or second plate appearance, but the first was an automatic out. So
They count. They count in this grade.
absolutely, if Pittwater do fines, that'll definitely be a fine for Lindsay. Getting heads. Ooh, that almost took out a kid. That was closer than I would like to have seen.
Folks, that's why you always have an eye on the ball and on
Absolutely.
the field when you're playing. That was a very close call.
There was a big last week up here in Mets Renegades game. I'm sure you remember the car getting hit and absolutely smashing the back window.
There was a very unhappy fan coming home after that game.
Oh, I bet.
So Lindsay's battling tough here against Ben Cooper. I believe he's 0-2, 1-2.
1 and 2.
Crucial at bat here. Threw behind him there, Andrew. Do you think that was a warning?
I hope not. I hope it was just a slip of the finger or a slip of the hand, but
We'll see. Nice.
and that'll be the second out.
Routine pop fly there for second base. Nice curveball inside. Wasn't able to get around on it for Lindsay, but great at bat. Unlucky. So 2 out, Andrew?
2 out.
Look at me go.
You have to double check every single time now, make sure no more fines.
I need one of those clickers the umpires
Yeah.
use just to keep me aligned. So Dan Cox up to bat. Loves to go long. Big Dog likes to eat from time to time. Let's see what he can do here as a lefty.
Ooh. Another inside pitch.
How did that miss him?
Quick matrix dodge there by Dan. That ball fouled off into the back fence. Count 1-1.
What do you think the tactics of Luke is here? What do you think they do next? Do they stick with Ben for another inning or two?
I think he'll definitely see out this inning. There's no doubt about that. And I think actually it will be Ben's call whether or not he wants to take himself off. I think the question should be asked of him, see how he feels. If he's confident to go back out there, then I 100% think the Big Dogs will back him. But if Ben's for whatever reason decided it's not his day today, then yes, we might see a pitching change and we might see Luke Eisenhower jump on the mound. As that ball's fired up past Sam Blagg. I believe, is that the third ball?
Yes, it is, Andrew.
3-1.
Starting to get a bit of a crowd show up here, Andrew, which is exciting.
It is. No junior games on today up at Aquatic. All the games down at St. Matt's for finals, semi-finals rather. Oh, that ball's a
That's
great hit into
That
right
should
field.
send him to home.
And it will send Spence, and it looks like they've got
Oh, no.
a rundown here between. Oh, look at that! That's just simply not how you run a rundown. So that run will score, but it will also be the third out. So we go into the bottom of the third, Pittwater leading 4-0. Just like that, this close 0-all game has been spread wide open. And we'll come back for the bottom of the third.
Welcome back, fans. Leading into the
Bottom of the third.
bottom of the third, I believe we need to update our graphics here. Are we still behind?
It's just that's just delayed. That's all. You questioning me on the graphics?
Not the not the Houston Astros videographer and intern. Absolutely not. Trust you all day long.
Yeah, it was my idea for that whole thing.
if we start hearing bins this afternoon. So a crucial inning for the big dogs here. You can't let the Pittwater team get away with a 4-0 inning. It's just going to be too hard to come back from them.
Absolutely. Pittwater very much a momentum team. Once they get it, it's hard to stop them.
Good to see Gary sticking with his off speed.
Ball hard, little ground ball into the left side.
Oh, wow.
And a shocking throw, to say the least, from Pittwater's third baseman, Dave Spence. He just spiked that one into the dirt. Gave no chance for Spinks over there at first base.
I think the words you're clamoring for is solid minor league baseball, Andrew. Just an unlucky throw. Infield chink. Tip your hat and move on, yeah?
Absolutely.
So number 13 up. Runner on. Interesting to see if he'll go early. No.
I'm not too sure how good of an arm Parrish has behind the dish. I'm sure it's good enough to challenge any runner.
I'd back the young legs of the big dogs, however.
Yes, very good point.
Oh, he's absolutely drilled that.
And that's going to be
Yep, that's to the
extra
fence.
bases. And the runner will be sent home. And he's easy in at home play. That is Reese Deegan that just scored.
Yeah, from first.
From first. Reese is quite the athletic guy. He's got the legs for it. So he's gone off Matt Watts' hit into left field. And it'll bring up Murphy, whose name we still not 100% sure on. Owen, do you know who his first name? Yeah. Well, it begins with O, so my guess is not Eddie. Oscar, is it? Oscar Murphy. Thank you, Owen Harris.
That's the answer the big dogs needed there, Andrew.
Absolutely. So they've cut the lead down to 3, and Oscar Murphy, runner in scoring position. It's a delay.
Just getting some feedback from the locals here. On that last play, it was a good effort from Liam, right? He could have come up throwing and would have sent the runner to third, but to hold that ball was the right decision there. That was always a run from that play.
Yeah, definitely. That ball fouled off into the fence, just giving our cameras a shake. Hopefully they don't move out of position. 0-2, I believe. Unless I missed a pitch, it might be 1-2. Just quickly on our YouTube comments, we got Luke Reed saying go Marlins and Matt Watts saying go Jono. Matt Watts currently standing over at second base. So must have been on his phone in the dugout earlier. As that ball is popped up by Oscar Murphy into deep right field. Welsh is underneath it. Easy catch. And Matt Watts tags from second and advances to third. So it's a sacrifice pop fly in a right field to advance runners.
I believe that's just an out.
Just an out, yeah. I'm being too generous.
Hey, but you know what? That's what they needed. So 1 out, runner on third.
Yep, and it brings up the big man, Blake Brown. He's one of Big Dog's stronger hitters, I will admit. Sorry, Sean, I'm just going to grab that. Sorry. As the wind is picking up here, I'm getting a bit cold. Bad day to wear thongs. That pitch is fired in for strike 1.
Oh, well fielded. Oh, he's throwing that away at home. Ben's going onto second base from that missed throw at home. So another runner comes in, which brings a score to 4-2 off I'd say a fairly well hit ground ball to third, which was picked up, but as the runner went to run home, it was thrown away, which led to the run and allowing Blake to make it to second base. So still no outs.
1 out, that's okay.
1 out at runner at second.
There was a bit lucky there by Matt Watts to not be thrown out at home, I think.
Yeah, risky move.
Yeah, it was a bit risky, although it was a very hard hit ground ball. I think he probably thought it was through no matter what, and Dave Spence over at third base did very well to get his body behind it. He could have waited to see the throw to first and then gone, but look, it worked out for them, so they won't be complaining.
I love it. The hunger, the energy to get those runs in.
So the count 2-1.
Gary Colgan starting to kick dirt. Not happy with his zone. I know he will bring it back though. Good pitcher. Great spot. Another walk. So next up is Luke Eisenhower. Fun fact, he's the coach's kid, which has allowed him to make the team today. So we're expecting big things from Luke.
Surprised he's not over at shortstop if he's the coach's kid. That's usually where they ended up, don't they? Oh, and that's where your kid plays? Yeah. Luke almost getting another hit by pitch. I would if had that hit him and I was on that mound, I would have argued he kind of lent into that. But
he absolutely did, Andrew.
Oh,
throw over. Oh, I think he's missed that tag.
Yeah, just that was quite a good movement there by Blake Brown over at second base. He dove back and just awkwardly twisted his body to make sure he couldn't get the tag on him. He's getting some pretty big leads over there at second base. I'm surprised he hasn't taken off yet.
Could this be the play where he does?
And again, Luke Eisenhower gets a hit by pitch. So it loads up the bases for John O'Elvey. Luke Eisenhower might be the have the most hit by pitches in the league, I reckon. Seems to get hit all the time.
Plays his role perfectly, right?
Absolutely. He was sporting a massive bruise a couple of weeks ago after getting hit by pitch in the Forest Mets Big Dogs game. I got a very weird text message from him, just a photo of a bruise, and I thought, okay, interesting, but it was pretty fat, so fair enough that he showed me.
Was it an oversharing moment, Andrew?
Without context it was, but then he did then follow it up with this is what your pitcher did to me today, and I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. That's why you're sending it to me.
I believe a smiley emoji was sent back post that.
Yeah, something like that.
So battling tough here, Gary Colgan. I believe the count is 2-0.
1-2, but that's okay.
Fantastic. Baseball is my second language. He needs to bring it in here, Gary. It's starting to get away from him here. Bases loaded, 1 out. They could really open this up here, the Big Dogs.
That ball popped into shallow center field. Runners will tag from third. It was easy, score easy.
Yep.
No one else will advance. Todd Smith and Luke Eisenhower both staying at second and first respectively. But it will score Blake Brown from third, and the score is now 4-3. Pittwater still leading. Only 1 out. Oh, sorry, that was the second out now of that catch in centre field. My apologies.
Yep.
That's one for me.
Thanks for picking me up there. They've answered back emphatically here, the Big Dogs, which is fantastic for them. Gary starts off with a strike. Low and away there. Brings a count to 1-1.
We got a helicopter near us that seems to be hovering around.
We did try and book a helicopter for some sky footage today.
Yeah,
Andrew.
that must be
might
it.
They've probably come in.
That must be it. 2-1 the count.
Oh, easy out there, which puts the side away. Great result there from the Big Dogs. That brings it back to 4-3.
4-3, correct. And just like that,
We have a baseball game.
yeah, it was a strong top of the third. Yes, top of the third by Pittwater scoring 4, but Big Dogs have come back just as strong, or close to anyway, scoring 3. So we'll have a quick break and we'll come back in the top of the 4th. The score is Pittwater 4, Big Dogs 3.
Welcome back, sports fans, to the ESPN Pittwater versus Big Dogs elimination final game here on a sunny Saturday afternoon. Just to give the fans a heads up, we are a 2-hour timed game this week. Next week we'll have a 7-inning game, and then the finals will be a full 9-inning game. But I thought I'd quickly introduce Owen Harris, who's joined us for a quick celebrity guest appearance. Welcome, Owen.
Thanks for having me, Sean. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you around. I hear a big
Thanks,
win
mate.
for your boys' team this morning.
Big win this morning, yep. It was a bit of a battle. It was a good game of baseball for a bunch of young kids. But yeah, we managed to got the Chocolates 3-2 in the end over 6 innings, and it was a well-deserved win.
Congratulations.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thanks.
Reigning premiers too, I believe.
No, so this team, I took over a new team at the start of the season, who have always done done really well the last couple of years. But gone one step further this year with the win this morning to qualify for the grand final in a couple of weeks' time.
Outstanding effort. And hoping to back that up again today with a win this afternoon against the Redbacks.
Yeah, we'd love to replicate that. Certainly my son will be giving it to me if we don't win when he won this morning. So
Rightfully so.
looking to secure a spot in the GF like he did this afternoon against the Redbacks outfit, who have got a couple of guys back. I think their grade players are turning up today because as we see Spence foul one off there. I think Brendan Haithwaite will be back. I think Simon Loud will be back. I think grade's being played tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, and so those guys will be available to compete this afternoon. So it should be a good game of baseball, Sean. I'm looking forward to it.
So a closely fought game here. Who are you rooting for?
I'm pretty down the middle, to be honest with you. I'm not really too vested either way. As Spence picks up a walk there, so lead-off walk wouldn't have been what Ben was looking for here as he starts the fourth dig, coming off a 3-run inning for the Big Dogs. He would have liked to have probably knocked off that first batter as Damien Spinks comes up to bat. Very good hitter, Damien. Good junior player in his day, and got a terrific swing.
Have you got any inside tips for the fans for the game this afternoon?
No, mate, I don't want to give anything away. The Redbacks will probably listen to this broadcast as we speak. No, not really, mate. No, there's no surprises. We've had a successful season, and there's not really too much to change. That's a ripped into left field there by Spinks. That's gone just about to the fence. Looks like Spencer's going for 3, and he's going to get in there. Well done. Good piece of running there.
Interesting decision for a stand-up double to only take a single.
Spinks, he's had a few injury worries this year, and I think this is his first game back in about 4 weeks. So I think he's probably he's had a few hamstring strains and a few leg injuries. So my guess is he's probably just taken that a bit easier out of the box once he got that solid contact.
Great hit. Great hit.
Gary Coggan up to bat now. I believe, if I hear correctly, I believe it's Gary Coggan's birthday today.
Oh, it is too. And Luke Reed's actually just brought something up that says, happy birthday to Gaz and Ricky from the Marlins. Well, happy birthday, boys.
There you go. The big fella. He doesn't look a day over 55.
We should have changed his K-pop walkout song to a happy birthday instead.
There we go. We should have. You guys should have been onto that a bit sooner.
Important at bat here for Gary.
Yeah, be looking to peg back 1 or 2 of these runs that the big dogs put on bottom of the 3rd.
Nice hack.
That's going to finish foul, I think. Yep.
Battling tough here, Gary.
Yep. We'd be hanging in there. He's a tough out. You tend to learn who the tougher outs are when you're behind the dish, spend a little bit of time catching, and just know there's guys that are just always really hard to get out, and he's definitely one of them in the minor league comp.
So as a professional catcher, what would you be thinking of throwing Gary here to try and put him away?
Mate, I'd be going something something junk and probably down and away. A big fella might struggle to stretch, and
exactly
there it is.
That.
So there you go, channeling some slider vibes down to the catcher there for the big dogs, and a great pitch from Ben Cooper there to ring Gary Coggan up. Happy birthday, Gary.
He will not be celebrating after that.
Probably not after that one, but they're still ahead. So he might be having a nice cold beverage afterwards if they can hold this lead for another hour or so.
So that brings Ricky. I'm just going to run with Butler here and apologize and ask for forgiveness if I've got that wrong. Up to bat, it's 1 out with runners on 3rd and 1st here. Important batting.
And Ricky's birthday as well.
Outside strike there.
Yeah, he's been pretty generous on the black on the outside there, I'd say, Stu. A couple of outside pitches that looked 50-50, and he's given them the picture. No doubt about that one.
Right down the pipe.
That breeze is just blowing in from left field today, so the balls have been hanging up. There's been a few good outfield catches, which is good news for our. Well, that one's got past the catcher. That's going to cost them a run. Couldn't quite get down in front of that one to block, and Dave Spence comes in from 3rd base, probably on what would be scored a wild pitch, I dare say. And so Pittwater extend back out to 5-3. And Spinks also advanced from 1st base on that play to the net as well. So runner at 2nd, here we have.
Counts 2-2, hero.
I'll believe you, mate. I know you haven't been on the count that well today. 12 fines is pretty significant.
Thank you for reminding me.
You'll be there we go, swing and a miss. You'll be and there we go. Ricky walks as well. So it's not really been a great day for the boys celebrating their birthdays today with back-to-back strikeouts. But they've scored a run, and so the team's still doing pretty well. Will Schaefer's Welsh comes up.
You're a natural at this, though.
Same as you, Shawnee. I'm just making it up as I go along. Yeah, another great slider. Ben really has that strong slider. It's his go-to pitch, and when it's working. And this breeze is probably assisting a little bit as well. It's blowing from third to first, and as a righty, his slider's diving away from right-handed batsman. So he's batter, I should say, not a batsman. We're not playing watching cricket, but yeah, that slider I think is just slightly even harder to hit today than it usually is, with that little bit of breeze helping. But otherwise, a pretty picture-perfect day up here at Aquatic.
Beautiful.
Sun's out.
For those that actually haven't been here, I think it's an outstanding ground. Behind the tree line, which you probably can't see in the camera, is...
Oh,
that's hit him.
That's hit him.
That's a walk. Yeah, behind the tree line at the 365 sun, you can actually see the city of Sydney, which is an amazing view, and there's not many ballparks in the world that would have a view overlooking a city that's as magnificent as Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty picture on the right day. Ben Cooper's just I don't know if he's pulled up a little sore here. There's a little bit of concern being shown for him out on the mound. I don't know whether he just reacted quite badly to that hit by pitch, or whether he actually hurt himself. He seems to be okay. He's back on the top of the mound now. So,
or maybe just some strategy to get in the batter's head.
Maybe. And another good batter. So Liam Spinks, Damien's son, also a very good bat.
Who I believe last at bat drove one to the fence, the left fence.
Yeah, strong batter. Good pick there from the catcher.
I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to hand over to Andrew Logue.
Spinks rips that to shortstop. Oh, it's got through the legs there of Blake. And probably any other runner there, bar Damien Spinks, probably gets sent. But as we talked about earlier, he's probably just trying to get through a game without re-injuring himself following some earlier season injuries. So he's held up there by Dan Cox on third. And we now have bases loaded. So big moment here for the big dogs. Ben Cooper probably would love a double play, I think, to get out of this one.
Need one more out,
so there's my first
fine
find today. 2 ahead. Okay, so he's looking for any. Oh, that's driven straight up the middle. Almost hit Ben on the way back, and that's going to score at least. Well, it's 1 in now. The throw to home is not going to be any good, and that scores 2. So a heck of a rip up the middle there. That was Dave Spence again. He's hit the ball very hard today. And we had Damien and Will Schaefer's Welsh across the plate. So we're at a 7-3, if my maths is correct. 2 dead and runners at the corners.
Been absolutely natural at this up.
Lindsay Lee, big fellow. He's been around for a long time. Good baseballer. Hits the ball hard. Big unit. He was up here celebrating the 25th anniversary of the 1996 Manly under-18 state titles last weekend with a bunch of the boys. About 10 or 12 of them. It was great to see. Oh, I think he went on that. Yes, he did. So Cooper looking for an out any way he can get it here. And Lindsay Lee with a 2-strike count. Again, a good job by the catcher there, just to keep that ball in front. The runner on third. They don't want to be giving away any more cheap runs here, the big dogs. There it is, swing and a miss on another slider from Ben Cooper. That's been his, as we said, that's his go-to, and he's been very rock solid with that pitch today. But the Marlins plate 3, I believe, in that inning, and walk out to a 7-3 lead as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Got that wrong. Another fine for me. As we've got you here on, I just wanted to ask you on a presidential note, if you want to give us a bit of a season wrap-up for Forest.
Oh, whole season, well, it hasn't finished yet, mate, but I would say that so far, I mean, it's been an incredibly challenging year with I mean, the same challenges everyone has had right in the last 12 months, the last 7 months for this junior baseball season, along with we've had COVID, we've had washouts up at Aquatic, we've had a heat out round. So we've really had a lot to deal with. But as a club, the bottom line we want to try and impart on our kids is to grow a love of the game of baseball and to have some fun and learn some new skills. And I think we've had a pretty successful year when it comes to those three core pillars. And we've been quite successful in terms of finals baseball as well. So I think we had 8 teams in total competing in the finals, and we've had 5 or 6 wins this morning. So it's been not that that's a measure of success, but well done to those teams for advancing through to the second week of the finals, or indeed the grand finals to be played in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, I think, Andrew, long-winded answer, but I think it's been a pretty successful year, taking into account all the circumstances, mate, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's been a lot of fun to be part of Forest this year. I've stepped up a little bit and joined the committee under you, which has been awesome.
It's been good to have you, mate. It's been good to have you. It's great to see some of the younger guys, yourself, the likes of Sean Chivers, as he makes an appearance on the hill. Really giving back, to be honest with you. And you guys have much less vested interest than us as fathers with kids who are playing the game. So you're highly valued members of the club, mate, and we are very, very lucky to have you all.
That's been absolutely awesome. I think this season's been a lot of fun for me on a personal note anyway. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you did a great job, mate, with that team you took on. I think they were a couple of newbies, and hopefully, as you said, you've grown that love of the game for those kids, and they all come back next year and have another season of baseball. Right?
Yeah, fingers crossed. I think we'll be a force to reckon with next year, I reckon. That's the plan anyway.
I think you will.
Gary Coggan remains on the mound for Pittwater. Starts things off with a strike. Against, I believe that's Sam Blagg. We're back at
Sam Blagg, I believe. Yeah, Reece
Yep.
Deegan's on deck.
Are you okay to jump on cameras? Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not. I've done the scores, the graphics on this, mate, but I'm not sure of the cameras. So the viewers might just have a single view for a second as Sean steps away from cameras. That's punched to. Oh, it went to the third baseman. I think he got a glove on it and just knocked it down, but led to a slightly bad hop for Liam Spinks there, who was also going for that ball, and in the end, there's no play. Probably an infield single, Andrew. I think. Let's score that one.
You can put that as an error?
I'm not sure if that's an error. I don't know. That was a tough play.
I see over in the Big Dogs bullpen, Luke Eisenhower warming up, or perhaps the person he's throwing with is warming up. I can't actually. It might be John O'Elvey. I'm not sure if John O'Elvey gets on the mound ever for the Big Dogs. So my guess would be Luke Eisenhower would be the next one on.
Yeah, I haven't seen John O throw before. My bet would be on the big guy, Big Luke, to come in some relief for Ben Cooper. So Reece Deegan steps up.
Former Warringah junior, Reece was.
Yep, I think there's a few former Warringah juniors in
majority of
the
these
Big
boys are, I
Dogs.
think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ex Warringah guys. It was my junior club as a kid.
And you came to the light side.
Came up
Great
to Forest. To be honest with you, it was more about the address.
Yes, fair
Just,
enough.
just wish it a bit closer from a location perspective. Bunch of good people, obviously, as well. But yeah, in the end, it's quite local. We've got a runner going here. He's going to not even have a contest there. He got a great jump. In fact, it was ball 4 for Deegan, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
And that brings up Matt Watts, the shortstop for the Big Dogs.
Yeah, Watts drove in 1 or 2, I think, in the last inning. I think he drove in a couple with a solid line drive, and so the Big Dogs now will be looking to really capitalise here on getting their first 2 runners on. It's certainly been a bit of a seesawing battle, this one. Since Pittwater scored some runs, we've certainly the pace of play has slowed down as the guys get on base a little more. You're not hanging around here. He looks like he's hit that into short centre.
And it's a great diving catch.
Great diving catch from Dan Cox out there, I believe.
But
probably not the best throw he's ever made.
Dreadful throw.
I dare say. But a running diving catch from the big fella in centre, and he gets an out, and so we won't hang too much on him for his throw there. So 1 out here for the big dogs. Runners first and second. Oscar Murphy steps in.
Had a pop fly in the right field in his last at bat, and
Oh, he's
he's
not
just
hanging around either.
dribbled that to second base, and it's fumbled, but he will
I think
be
he got
there
him.
in time.
Yep. Just got him. Little fumble from Lindsay Lee. It was a slow roller, and sometimes one of those ones with the weird sort of side spin on them that just doesn't stop spinning all the way to the fielder. So he had a couple of goes at it, but he managed to get the throw over there.
He tried to barehand it in his first attempt at the ball, but perhaps wasn't the option.
We'll get Sean Elliott back on cameras in a second. He's over here chatting with the crowd. So
out.
2 dead, yep.
Yep.
2 dead, and second and third, they'd love to score these 2 runs, the big dogs, wouldn't they? And again, I think it's Blake Brown, who's done a bit of damage so far. He's hit the ball hard all afternoon.
It's a much higher scoring game than I was expecting between these two teams.
Yeah, thought it would. Oscar Murphy's just walking past. That's some big league flow he's got going right there. Absolute salad. Yeah, I think you're right. Andrew. I think we would have anticipated perhaps a lower scoring game. Although that said, it's still tight, right? I mean, a couple of runs here, and who knows what happens to the rest of the game. Ball outside to Blake Brown. Takes it to account of 2 balls and 1 strike. I'll be looking to get a pitch he can handle here, Brown, and knock these 2 runs in. Oh, and instead he's going to wear one in the backside, I dare say. I don't think anyone's ever happy about being hit by pitch. No one enjoys that, I don't think. Maybe there's some Happy Gilmore style guys out there that love being hit by pitches, but there's not many of them, I don't think.
And we'll bring up team manager Todd Smith. Chance to score some runs in a bit of a clutch situation, 2 out. So bat on ball should be enough to
He
get
goes up the middle, but I think that's going to be fielded by Liam Spinks, and he steps on the second base for the 3rd out of the inning. And so the Marlins get out of that inning after leading off the first 2 batters were walked, and they can't capitalise. So the Marlins will be pretty happy with that, I think. I'm not sure how much Big Gary's got left in the tank. So important to probably get out of that inning and maintain that 4-run lead as we head into the top of the 5th, I believe.
That's it. We'll take a quick break.
So a little bit of a hold up here. Some discussions going on at the Pittwater dugout between the umpires and Pittwater, and also the big dogs. So maybe there's a situation here we're unaware of.
Looks like they've worked through it, oh.
Yeah, maybe. That helicopter is still hovering around, isn't it? I'm not sure. Channel 7 News looking to cover the game as well, but
And rightfully so. It's a pivotal game today, Owen.
so 7-3, top 5, and they've left Ben Cooper out there, despite Lukey Eisenhower rolling the arm over in between innings. So Cooper has gone deep into games historically. Has a bit of almost a rubber arm, it would seem.
Yeah, and he's managed to bring it back, which is a great thing. He's having a good game here.
That's ball 1 down.
Big pull hitter, Dan Cox.
He's stepping out of the box here, and it's causing a little bit of chirp from the big dogs. A big cut at that one, foul. I'm not sure why he'd intentionally be trying to waste any time, to be honest with you, because there's still plenty of time left in this game. So it may be just more about his approach at the plate.
Yeah, I think so. He's pitch. Ooh, just outside. Good cut.
He did not miss on that one. He was not cheated on that swing, and often isn't. Again, as a catcher, he's one of these guys who you can remember the sound the bat makes when he swings and misses. So it does not get cheated.
Am I right in saying he played a bit of professional ball over in the States?
Well, there you go. So he didn't step into the box, and the umpire's having none of it, and he's been struck out. So the games that these guys were looking to play, perhaps psychologically, have cost him an out. And he's standing there remonstrating with the umpire at the moment.
This won't end well, Owen. if he keeps
And
this up.
I don't think it may not end well. Dan Cox is a fiery character from time to time. But he's out, so 1 out.
That's 1 out.
And that is, I think that's Spence again
It's nice
with a
piece.
fly ball to centre.
Yeah. Easy read from Ben. Sorry, from Blake Brown out there.
Yeah, well covered by Brown in centre field for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for the big dogs, and this is what they would have been after. A couple of quick outs and no more damage done, and then hopefully they, from their perspective, they're able to get in and begin to apply a little more pressure to the Marlins pitching staff in the bottom half of the 5th.
That strategy from Dan might come back and bite them there, oh.
It might. We'll see. Damien Spink steps in.
Good pitch.
He's taking the fine today for brand new shoes, I dare say. Those are some very shiny, brand new looking cleats he's wearing today. He's rocking those, and he's backed it up today with a couple of hits, so fair play to him.
Under Armour, oh, I believe. Under Armour, if you're out there, happy to take sponsorships.
Yeah, we'll entertain all options. Well, he's lifted that one up high. That's shallow centre field. I'm not sure he got a good read on that, Brown, but he's running in hard, and he's got it covered. He camps under it in the end. Good catch. 3 quick outs for the big dogs here, and they'll be looking to apply some pressure in the bottom half. Thanks for having me today, gentlemen. I've got to go and get changed and hopefully get ready for a big game this afternoon. So thanks very much for having me. Great coverage, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. We love having access to a streaming service in minor league. So thanks for giving up your time and enjoy the game. Savo, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, so. Great to have you along.
Cheers, Owen. You hanging around for a bit, Sean, or are you going to head off and warm up as well?
I might stick around for the next inning, and
Yep.
then I'll hand you over to Sean Shivers as another celebrity guest. I've actually got to go and get warmed up as well because it looks like Owen's putting me in the first part of the game. So.
Alrighty. Well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 5th inning. It's important they get some runs on the board in this inning, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Little bit of controversy in the top of the 5th, but things are moving ahead now, so we should be all right. Apologies, I think the stream may have just cut out there for a second, but we should be back on.
Yep, he's remonstrating with the umpire to let him know that he's not happy about that.
Don't think they're doing it on purpose, Lukey.
Yeah, I would find it very hard to believe if there was any deliberate hit by pitching in this minor league. Everyone knows each other. It's not like people are travelling from miles away to come and play a very competitive game of baseball. We're all in the same area. We all see each other every week. So if that was the case, I think it would be a bit awkward to say the least.
What was interesting, though, in the warm-up was Gary throwing into a catcher's mitt with Luke Eisenhower's face on it. So I don't know if that says anything, Andrew, but we can ask after the game.
We might have to get Gary into the commentary box and interview him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is his birthday today. He's dealing out some presents to Luke Eisenhower. As Luke Eisenhower takes off to second base.
And he makes it.
And he does just make it. He didn't slide into second, which, well, I guess it wasn't necessary as he's made it safe standing.
Bold, I think is the
Bold,
word.
yeah, that is the word I'm looking for. Absolutely.
Lukey is known for his speed, Andrew. So it was safe all day.
Yeah, safe all day. So he's got himself into a scoring position, and
He's laying down a bunt.
Jono, he's just taken a hit by pitch, I think, and he's having words with Gary.
Still being new to baseball here, Andrew. What's the play there with a bunt if he's still showing bunt and it hits him?
Well, as long as it doesn't hit his hands, I think it's just goes down as a hit by pitch. There's a few chats going. Stuart Ayres is telling both Jono Elvey and Gary Coggan to, well, for lack of a better word, shut up. So I'm not sure if he's given an official warning or he's just told them to be quiet, but 2 hit by pitches in a row and the big dogs clearly aren't happy about it. I wouldn't be surprised if, not that I think this is at all ever deliberate, but if Gary was to lose control of another pitch and hit one more, he could very well be taken off the mound, whether it be by Pittwater themselves or by umpire Stuart Ayres, sorry.
Yeah, it's starting to get heated here. Andrew, I'm looking forward to the second half of this game. And rightfully so. If you hit 5 or 6 guys, at some point you got to make the call.
Yeah, I think Luke has a good point to make. You go up there 3 times and you get hit 3 times. You know, there's regardless of who's on the mound, you got to be thinking, hang on a minute, why is this pattern happening? Is this happening on purpose? So,
Or he's just looking at his on-base percentage for the broader year.
perhaps. But look, as long as at the end of this game, the Pittwater boys and the Big Dogs boys can all shake hands, have a drink, and regardless of the result, I think it'll be a successful day.
So we've got a 2-2 count here. Runners on second and first with no outs. Foul ball there. Good strong battle here. Important at bat, Andrew. If he can progress these 2 runners, we've got a game here. Gary steps off, making sure Luke doesn't get too big a lead there at second base. Pitch outside. Full count. Here we go.
It is Ben Cooper batting at the moment, so the starting
pitcher.
the
Yep.
pitcher.
And he gets walked. Bases loaded. Sam Blagg on deck, who's actually had a pretty good game so far. A couple of good hits.
Yeah. Did Luke lead off this inning, or he did lead off this inning, didn't he? We haven't had
Yeah, with a hit by pitch.
Yeah, was it? Okay. And it looks like potentially a new pitcher for Pittwater. No, Gary's staying out there.
Could be his last batter here. Crucial moment in the game. Ooh, good starting pitch.
Gary might just trying to be focusing more on location now, making sure he is hitting those spots.
Yep.
Can't afford another walk as he throws that one inside.
Ooh,
That ball popped up. That
ball.
should be an infield fly.
Yep.
And so I have Sean Chivers to the next to me. That's what an infield fly is, mate. So just note that down. Missed that call a couple of weeks ago, but that's all right. Only cost us 1 run.
Just bring Reese Deegan up to the plate, where base is still loaded. I believe 1 out. Gary's starting to hit his zone now.
That was not called a strike there.
Wow.
That was maybe just a little bit high. I'm not sure, but looked quite good from up here. Two and 0 now. That helicopter feels like it's getting closer and closer. Still hanging around, not sure what's going on.
Strike 2. He has been calling the outside
outside
plate
call.
today,
Yeah,
so
absolutely
I'm
has.
comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Oh, in the hole. That should plate 2. No.
Yeah, John O'Elvey was looking to tag up on that hit. Didn't realise it was going to drop short. So he only gets the 1 extra base, but it will score Luke Eisenhower from third. Bringing the score to 7-4. Base is still loaded, and it brings up Reese Deegan. No, sorry, Matt Watts.
Yep.
Reese Deegan was the last at bat. Matt Watts, he's been all right today in the batter's box. He will definitely need to continue that form if Big Dogs want to have a chance at taking the lead here going into finishing the bottom of the 5th now. It is 3:10 and this game is scheduled to finish at 3:30. We did start a little bit late, so I'm not too sure what the umpires watchers were at the start of at first pitch. But I have a feeling that next inning will be the last. So Big Dogs really need to either close the gap a little bit more or take the lead.
And he's just thrown 3 balls here, Andrew.
Make that 4.
And walked him. Wow. So 1 out, base is still loaded.
And Gary walks to the side but remains on the mound. I have a feeling if this is the case, Gary might be staying on for the whole game. They must not have anyone ready to come off the field and onto the mound.
He looks like he's talking to someone out there looking to come off. It's interesting.
Yeah, Damien Spinks over at first base has had a few chats. I'm not 100% sure if Damien's up for the task of pitching. As we know, he's had a few leg injuries here and there throughout the season, so not too sure what the go is there. And Oscar Murphy fouls that one off down the left side. So Oscar Murphy's last 2 at-bats, a pop fly into right field for an easy catch and then a weak ground ball to second base for an easy out. So if he's swinging, he needs to make sure he's swinging harder than he has been. Simple as that, really.
He's got a great haircut, though, Andrew.
He does.
Fantastic.
He's rocking the mullet. And
hit him.
that's it. Another hit by pitch.
They've got to make a call now here.
I just don't see at all in any way, shape or form has any of these hit by pitches been deliberate. So
No, more.
where does Stuart Eyre say something? That's his 4th, maybe 5th hit by pitch today. And looks like he's done. It will be Lindsay Lee to come in.
I was more aligning to that around.
Oh, sorry.
change
I
of
thought
pitcher.
you
Yeah,
meant
no.
about Stuart
No,
saying,
no.
Stuart saying, hey, mate, there's too many hit by pitches.
No, just time for a new pitcher.
No, fair enough.
He's done a job out there today, right? He's kept him close. With that, Andrew, I might leave you and hand you over to Sean Shivers, which he's making his ESBN debut. Fantastic player for Forest and Manly. Has played some great ball, great insight into the game, and a real delight to listen to. So thank you for your time today. And thanks for
No
having me.
worries. One final find for you as well. It's EBSN, not ESBN, but that's all right.
Thank you. Just tally it up. Thanks, boys.
Cheers, Sean. And from one Sean to another, Sean Shivers, welcome to the commentary booth.
Thank you. Ooh.
I hope you'll be just as enthusiastic and memorable as Sean Elliott.
Oh, can't promise anything.
Can't promise anything.
Can't promise anything.
So, mate, you'll be playing in the next game, although I've been told you'll be coming in towards the second half of the inning. Second half of the game, rather. So, appreciate you coming in and skipping the warm-up to
That's all right.
to do the commentary.
That's why I said I've got another hour to warm up.
Surely with your arm you need 2 hours to warm up, surely?
I
No?
need a week.
And wow,
Oh.
just like that, first pitch, hit by pitch. What's going on in the Marlins mound?
What's the score now? What have we got?
That'll
7-6.
tie up the game.
Tie it up.
7 apiece.
Having 1 out.
Yep, 1 out.
We got Todd Smith up as well.
This has been a very interesting game, to say the least. I don't know, the Pittwater starting off so strong, getting an early 4-0 lead. And then Big Dogs fighting it back to 4-3, then Pittwater back up to 7-4, and now, as we just mentioned, it's 7 apiece. With Lindsay Lee, the new pitcher on the mound for Pittwater. So with that change, Lindsay's come from second onto the mound, Gary's gone from the mound to first base, and Damien Spinks has gone from first base to second base.
I haven't seen our Lindsay Lee pitch before, so that should be a bit of a treat.
I think I've seen him pitch once this year, from memory. Came in and closed against Forest Mets towards the end of the 2020 half of the season. In a good comeback for Pittwater that game. I don't want to talk about it too much,
Ouch.
but anyway.
Yeah, no, usually it's Coggan or Eric that Who did you see in the pit water or Liam
Yes,
Spinks?
but you actually would have missed Shauna because I think you may have missed the first inning when you, or were you up here for that?
No, I was watching the game on Aquatic too.
So first inning was a bit of a mess around for the Pittwater lineup. Both Lindsay Lee and Damien Spinks were running late. So Lindsay was kept in the lineup and was an automatic out in the first 3 batters. And then Damien was taken out of the starting lineup and put on the bench for Eric Mina, who jumped at second base. And then once Damien rocked up, Eric came off for Damien. So Eric, I would assume, was a potential pitching option for the Marlins, but with that all change around and mess around, he's been subbed off, so he can't get subbed back on.
Ooh.
Luke almost taking hit by pitch number 4 for the day.
Tight, slid into it, doesn't hurt. There it is, good rip.
And that will score 1, and Big Dogs will take the lead. A lovely base hit there by EBS end zone, Luke Eisenhower. He'll be happy to have that one on camera. Although, Luke, we're having streaming issues. There's no streaming issues. The streaming's going fine, but recording, for some reason, is coming up with an error. So you might have to screen grab that off the YouTube channel. But that's okay. You can do that in your own time. So 2 out, still loaded bases. Brings up John O'Elvey. He was hit by pitch in his last at-bat, which was at the beginning of this inning. We've actually gone through the lineup now. Luke Eisenhower led off this inning, and he's just got himself over to first base one more time.
I actually played with Elvy's older brother,
Hayden.
Hayden Elvy.
Yeah.
Yes, an under 18s. Back in the day with Lachlan Mayo, Liam Mayo,
There you go.
Jack Stevenson. I think was in there too.
Oh, mate, those were the days. That would have been a beast of a team. What were you doing in that team?
I think I was 15 playing up.
Yeah, right. In 18s?
Yeah.
Well, Manly 18s.
Yeah, man. Mike O'Neill was the coach back then.
And you were playing. You were 15 playing in that
15
team.
playing up because they were a bit short. And
They
then-
must have been very short if
must
they
have
got
been
you in. I was going to say, because when I played 18s, and we're obviously the same age, but when I played 18s, those boys weren't in the team.
Nah,
But they were a year above me.
a year above, yeah. I think it was 3 for 10 or 3 for 11.
Yeah, right. There you go. Oh, gets him swinging.
That's it. Good pitch.
So Lindsay does the job to... he only conceded 2 runs there, Lindsay.
Not his own runs though, that would be Kogan.
Yes, that will go down on Kogan's stat sheet. But that will bring the score to 8-7 to the Big Dogs, and I have to assume this will be the last inning, as it's just coming up to 3:20. Game started at 1:30 or a little bit after. So, oh wait, that's it. Game's been called. Did we start early? I don't think we started early. I don't see any complaints from the Pittwater team, so
Oh.
that's it. We've
That's
gone
it.
through. We've gone through. Did I get this wrong? All right. Yeah. So we've gone through 5 innings. Pittwater
Pittwater
are gonna question it, which I think is definitely fair enough. I've got 3:19 by our clock, and I'm pretty certain we started late, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. But it looks like Damien Spinks has gone out to question it. I'm surprised Gary Coggan hasn't gone out actually as the team manager, or
probably
as
a
the representative team manager at the start of the game anyway. And it looks like the umps are calling it. I don't see them changing their mind. Pittwater obviously not too happy about that. So it looks like it will finish with the Big Dogs winning 8-7. Perhaps controversially, you be the judge. Pittwater still arguing the fact.
Mr. Cox arguing.
So we'll assume that the game has finished. I don't see the game that decision getting overturned. So it will be Big Dogs to play the loser of the next game between Renegades and Redbacks next week in the official semi-final.
Pittwater had that all the way into that last inning.
Yeah.
Oh.
So understandably, they're a bit miffed about the game being called.
It was a bit
That's a-
self-inflicted though, I think. Too many hit by pitches and easy base hits.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Lead-off works lead to bad things.
yeah, when you're not hitting the ball as much as you want to be hitting the ball, and if you're not pitching as well as you want to be pitching, then that's just the way it is, I guess. We'll just cut to camera 8 and see if we can get this part of this conversation either just off the edge of our cameras, unfortunately. Sorry. But that'll be it. The umpires, Stuart Eyre and Terry May, are walking out of the diamond. So 100% this decision's been made. Game's off. Big Dogs win it 8-7.
Thank you.
I guess that'll be the end of it. Thanks, Sean.
Only
Sean,
got-
for jumping in for the last couple of minutes. You can start your warm
I
up
can
now.
start my warm up now. 2 hours.
Good luck in your game, and hopefully, well, maybe we'll see you on the mound. I'd love to see you pitch today.
Mate, I've only got 20 left in me.
Yeah, come in and close. Come in and close. The last inning. All right. Thanks so much, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Boy.
And big thank you to all of the fans watching at home. All the comments as well. Thank you so much. My name's been Andrew Logue. Big thanks to Sean Elliott, Owen Harris, Sean Chivers for jumping in, and of course John Farrant for all jumping in on the commentary today. A bit of a mixed team. We'll be back at 4 o'clock for the next game between the Forest Renegades and the Warringah Redbacks. Thank you very much.